before we get into it, what is good tea without some tea? You know what I mean? What is going on, fam? Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I post literally anything and everything just till I find my purpose in life. No, but seriously guys, thank you for tuning in. It's always good to have you guys here, and your support is always much needed. And so as you can see, I'm actually quite comfortable right now because, you know, I want to just have a chill chats with you guys. I was gonna full like set up and everything, but I was like, oh, I'll just like be casual because I don't want to be extra right now. And like, I wanted to like full get ready, like put my makeup on and everything. I was like, nah, let's be real. Let's be raw today. I feel vulnerable. Let's be vulnerable. But seriously though, don't mind me. I'm gonna be switching between my juice and my tea. Oh yeah, so this morning I made me a green tea. I made Dilma, the green tea. There was no sugar, no milk, so I couldn't put it in my tea. So I had to just drink it like that, but I haven't had a taste yet. And lately I've been drinking just juice like every single morning. And usually I don't like drinking juice in the morning because I feel like it doesn't go well with my food. But ghee does. So I don't know what it is, but the juice in the breakfasts in the last couple of days has been awesome. Been so good. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, before I get started, I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who messaged through, who commented, who shared, who liked everything. Me and Mum's recent video that we loaded. I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you so much for showing love towards Mum. Mum doesn't like being on camera, but when she's like into it, it's like she's unstoppable. But guys, seriously, thank you so much. She loves it. She loves it so much because her head's like, right now she thinks she's so famous, so she's always reading through the comments like non-stop. She's always like, oh, who's this, where's this person from? I'm like, make sure you comment and say thank you to people. And she's like, I replied them with love hearts. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Obviously I can't make any episodes right now with Mum because she's in Australia at the moment. I'll probably, you know, jazz up some more with her when I go back. And yeah, all in God's plan. So speaking of my mum, I wanted to dedicate this episode to my mum. Just a little table talk about my relationship with my mum, because I've seen a lot of people commenting and like, oh my gosh, you and your mum's bond's so cute, you and your mum are cute, like all these things. And I'm like, girl, you don't know. I'm just like, cute isn't even the word to describe our bond to begin with. And I know that people view it that way, obviously, because it's what we show them, but it took a lot of building for us to be cute, period. Like, it took a lot for me and my mum to bond or be cute together, because a lot of the times we didn't see eye to eye, me and my mum. I'm getting straight into it. That's right, I'm going straight into it. For me, I feel like growing up until I think I was like 15, 16, maybe 17, me and my mum didn't really see eye to eye. We had a lot of differences, and that was only because I felt like I knew what I was doing, and I felt like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. I had those types of vibes, you know, typical wapey vibes. Like, that's the types of mentality that I really had at that age. And so that caused a lot of like issues between me and mum, where we'd always clash, we'd always argue, we'd have family meetings, we'd be doing talks all the times, and it was just like non-stop, like just us clashing into each other. And like I said, it took a lot for us to grow and a lot for us to finally be on the same page. Well, I wouldn't say the same page 100%, but just to at least understand each other. And even though it wasn't easy at all to take us where we are today, I honestly appreciate every single earful, every single talk that me and mum had, because it's kind of like built who I am now, and it's put an understanding in my mind of who mum is, and it's put an understanding in her mind of who I am as a person. But I'm gonna give you a little backstory because I like talking, and I haven't had this much conversation with anyone because I've been isolated from the world. But what I was gonna say is I'm gonna give you guys a backstory. Oh, that didn't go well. It likes, because I had the juice first. I'm so dumb. Green tea makes me skinny, so I'm gonna go and drink this. Okay, backstory. So we moved to New Zealand, as mum mentioned in our previous video, in 1998, 2 weeks after I was born, which was 1998, and then we stayed there right up until 2013. So we moved to New Zealand, Hastings, Kimberley to be exact. Yes, rip the hood. And we stayed there up until I think 2012 or 11. It's one of the two, 11 or 12. And then after that we moved to Palmerston North. We stayed there, I think it was either for a year or a couple of months, I can't 100% remember, before we finally moved to Australia and Sydney. And so during that time, from the move from New Zealand to Australia, I was still in my high school years. I think I was like 14 when I moved to Australia in 2013. 14 or 15, to be honest, I don't even know. It's one of those ages. But during that time, because I was obviously in my high school years, I was moving to a lot of high schools. And for anyone who knows, moving to a lot of high schools is like the most drainingest thing ever. It's like by the end of it, you don't even want to make friends, because like you'd rather be friendless. And so anyways, that was me. I went to like 4 different high schools. I went to 2 high schools in New Zealand, 2 high schools in Australia, and I probably spent like a year level in every school. Yeah, so we moved to Australia in 2013, and my dad had left home at like 2011. And so when my dad had left, because he works in Samoa, the only people that were around mum at the time was me and my niece Nessa. And so everyone's always known it's, you know, it's been us three, the 3 musketeers, if you know, you know. But it's always been me and my mum and Nessa, and the only reason why is because a lot of the times my siblings were, you know, already had families. My siblings, you know, just had, you know, done their own thing, because me and my niece were a lot more younger than everyone else. So we were like mum's I was gonna say caregivers. we were like the ones that looked after mum. And so we obviously did have the support of like all of our family and our, especially our siblings, but we were the one that was like always physically present with my mum all the time. And so when we stayed in Palmy, we had the support of my brother Afa and his partner Ari. Shout out to Ari, she edits my videos. But yeah, they were the ones that looked after us a lot in Palmy, as well as my other brother, what's his name, Nyesi and Lata. So those 2 as well, they had some parts in looking after us in Palmy as well. And yeah, we were like travelers. Like we were everywhere. No, but seriously though, I appreciated my siblings a lot, because even though they had things going on in their lives, they always made sure that me, mum and Nessa were okay, majority of the time. I mean, I would say young, even though I didn't 100% understand what was going on at the time. Like with us moving around so much, I'm just like, bro, can't we just like settle down and relax right now? But I don't know what was going on back then, like, you know. Anyways, moving along. So yeah, I didn't start my bonding relationship with my mum until I moved to Australia in like my final years of high school, because during my high school years, I tell ya cuzzy, I was the most rebellious child ever. I was so rebellious, and I felt sorry for my mum. Like, she'd always get called to the office because I was either jigging, I was playing up, wrong school uniform, poor attendance. And I remember this one day the teacher was like, we're gonna take your mum to court if you don't come to school, like, for your attendance. I was like, girl, take my mum. No, seriously, they were like full threatening me. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I had the audacity, I was like changing my mum's number at school, and like, oh my gosh, I was just so like, I give it up to my mum, because I don't know how she managed with me at all. Yeah, I was just really rebellious. And so during those times, my mum always tried to get me to open up to her, to talk to her, to let me know that she's there, she's listening, if I needed advice, to talk to her. But a lot of the times I was like, girl, if I tell you what I'm going through, I'm gonna get in trouble. And that's my mentality all the time when I was growing up with my mum. And my teenage years, I'd always think that if I tell her my problems, I'll probably get in trouble for it. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stay in my lane, you stay in yours. And that's just how I always was with my mum. And it wasn't until I think close to me like wanting to introduce my mum for Mai, and that's when I slowly wanted to open up that side of me to my mum. And at first, when I always hear my mum's advice about relationships, I'm like, oh, you don't even get it, like, you know, you don't know what love is. You know what young love is. No, honestly, I was just like, oh bro, you don't get it. Like, it's just like my B vibes, honestly, my B things. And I was just like, yeah, it was always that thought of like me thinking like, bro, you don't get it. And so as the years rolled on, after my 18, 19, 20, mum had met for my year, like I think when I was 17, turning 18, because I wanted him to come to my 18th. And so yes, that's it. So I wanted him to come to my 18th birthday, and in order for him to come to my birthday, he had to meet mum. And that was my last year of school, I think it was, or the year after, I can't remember. Bro, I tell you, for my, I came so respectful. Man's school came with like upper, you know, upper P supers. Yeah, you know, he came through the front door, not the back door. Anyways, that's a story for another time. But man, yeah, a lot of all of that really built my connection with mum, and I'm so grateful. Like now I can just easily tell her what's going on. Like I'll just be like, oh, this and that, I feel like this and that, and then mum will tell me how she feels. And even though we don't see eye to eye when we have our talks, a lot of the times, like I've learned that you know, we're not always going to, you know, see eye to eye, and that's just how it's going to always be. Because mum always talks about how a lot of the times she always thinks about how she was brought up, and she always has to remember that our generation today is a lot more different to their generation back then. And that is something that's so true, because I know that a lot of our parents or our gen, or their gen, just live off by what they were taught when they were younger. And so when it comes to raising their own kids, they've taken on those teachings that they were taught when they were young, you know, with their kids now. And so I understood that. I was just like, you know, I get it, she's just old school. Get it, that sounded a bit rude, but like, you know what I mean, like she's just that's all she's ever known, is what she was taught from when she was young. And I don't blame her. I mean, I did always be like, you just, if you understood me, you'd get where I'm coming from. But no, seriously though, I'm so grateful though, because if it wasn't for all of those hardships, you know, me and mum wouldn't have this cute bond apparently that we have. And so I know that a lot of people can probably relate on those levels, and I'm super grateful for my mum. I absolutely am so grateful, and my heart is always full. Sometimes I'm like always like just bored, or I just want to see my mum, or I just want to hear her talk, or like just give me an earful. So I just call her, or I video call her randomly. And so yeah, it always makes my day. But I just want to, you know, just a little advice out there for our young gen, the one that's in like the 15, 16, 14 to 18 vibes age. Just get to know your mom, just get to know them. I know that sometimes it doesn't come across as they're helping you out when they're going against what you believe in, or like going against what you want, but just know they want the best for you, even though it doesn't sound like they do, but they really do, genuinely do. You'll probably understand once you have kids. I mean, I don't have kids, I can't even talk like I have kids, but I know for facts, if I had kids that don't listen, I tell you, I'm a okay, I'm just joking. But seriously, if I was in that position my mum was in, with how rebellious I was as a child, I think I would have just given up and sent me back to Samoa and just shaved all my hair off. But yeah, no guys, thank you guys so much. I just wanted to, you know, just be real with you guys. And this is how real I am. Look at me. I'm like full naked face, and I was like full gonna glam up and everything. And they're sitting on my bed and stuff. I was like, I don't care. I want to get real comfortable with you guys. I'm gonna be vulnerable. But yeah, no, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I just love reading people's comments about my mom. I'm just like, thank you. Like, it warms me so much. That was a lot of talking, but thank you guys so much once again. I absolutely love you guys so much. Thank you guys for always pulling through. I know that I talk a lot and I talk really fast, because I always get told that I talk really fast, and I always like try to, you know, slow pace my talk. But when I'm too excited, I talk way too much, and so forgive me. But thank you guys once again. Look after yourselves. Make sure you guys subscribe, because girl, but I'm gonna be posting every Sunday, so make sure you turn your notification button on and make sure you subscribe, yeah? But anyways, love you guys. But anyway guys, love you guys, sending you guys so much love and light right now. Look after yourselves, take care, and God bless. Bye. Alvin Brown.